Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the St Joseph's College Sixth Form Virtual Open Evening. We're delighted that you've taken the time this evening to join us to find out more about what our Sixth Form can offer your son or daughter. And if you are a potential Sixth Form student, we hope you find the rest of the information to follow really useful in helping you decide where you would like to study after your GCSEs. So without further ado, let's begin. So St Joseph's College Sixth Form is a very nurturing and inclusive sixth form. In each year group, we have approximately 100 students, so in year 12 and 100 students in year 13. And by being a smaller size sixth form, it allows us to attend to the needs of each individual student. We take boys and girls from a wide variety of backgrounds and local areas, and our goal is to ensure that each and every child has the opportunity to be the absolute best that they can be. In 2019, when we had our last set of formal examinations, our students successfully exceeded the national average across a vast range of A-level subjects. In fact, 75% of our A-level subjects saw students exceeding the national average for A-star to E grades. In addition, our vocational students also outperformed the rest of the students nationally, securing high level of distinction star and distinction merit grades in their triple extended diploma courses and also in their single extended certificates. As a result, this gave all of our students access to a wide range of university options. For example, in 2019, we were delighted to see one of our students go off to Cambridge with 4 A stars and an A in his EPQ qualification, which was the highest grade he could get. And also one of our vocational students achieving the highest possible distinction star triple in his extended diploma in sports science. Both these students are now nearing the end of their university pathway and are thoroughly thriving in their new environment. In fact, one of our biggest highlights of the 2019 examination results was this email on the screen, which we received from one of our parents. And as it said, I would like to place on record our gratitude and thanks to you, St Joseph's College, and all of Rahul's loving teachers who taught him. It was a privilege and honour for us to have Rahul educated at St Joseph's in his critical years of high school. And like I said, this student went on to secure 4 A stars in his subject and is having an absolutely fantastic time in his post-18 courses. And we are really keen to ensure that all of our students get to their chosen destination. As you can see on the screen, this is the data from last summer, just gone, from the 2020 cycle. We had 104 of our 106 students apply to university, and out of that, 90% of them secured their first choice university place. There were 7 students who were unplaced, and actually that was because they decided to withdraw their offer and either defer entry to take a gap year, or because they decided they wanted to reapply for a more prestigious option in the subsequent year. So for example, one student who applied for biomedicine subsequently decided he wanted to apply to medical school. And lots of our St Joseph students do go on to high aspirational courses at Russell Group universities. And that's partly due to the fact that we encourage and support them. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that later in this presentation, but we do have a bespoke plan that starts right from the start of year 12 to ensure every student gets to their dream destination. So before I carry on, I thought it'd be really nice for you to get an opportunity to hear from some of our staff that work in the sixth form. So I've got a short video to show you. And this video kind of gives you a little bit of an insight into life in the sixth form. These videos are freely available for you to access at a later date. So I'm just going to flick between my presentation and the location of the videos, just so you can see where you would find them from as well. So here you can see, hopefully on the screen, we have a special dedicated platform, which is the openevening.co.uk. And here you'll find 3 videos. As many of you are aware, our headmaster, Mr. Garrido, has recently moved on. There is a lovely video on there from him that you can watch at your leisure. But our new acting head teacher, Mrs. Kane, will shortly be hopefully updating that with a new video. But for the next sort of 8 minutes, we're just going to sit back and hear from some of our other staff and students about life at St Joseph's.
Welcome to St Joseph's College. I believe that sixth form is the most exciting stage of your education. And here at St Joseph's, we will provide you with a stimulating environment in which you will be able to excel. Our sixth form is large enough to provide an exceptional range of opportunities, yet small enough for each person to be known and valued. This means that you can expect the highest levels of care in every aspect of your sixth form life. Every year, we are proud to see our students grow into well-rounded, skillful, caring and confident people, equipped and ready for the adventures and opportunities life has to offer. At the heart of our college are people. It is the energy and imagination of our college staff, their enthusiasm to go that extra mile, which creates the opportunities and experiences and very special atmosphere where you can achieve academic success whilst enjoying a happy environment and truly thrive.
Welcome to St Joseph's College Sixth Form. At St Joseph's College, we pride ourselves on offering excellent academic outcomes across a host of pathways, while supporting, nurturing and guiding students as they prepare to transition to university or the world of work. Our aim is to give each and every student the opportunity to pursue their aspirations whilst also embracing new and exciting opportunities. In sixth form, we have a diverse group of male and female students aged 16 to 19, undertaking a wide range of A-level and vocational subjects, from conventional A-levels, such as maths, English literature and physics, through to students undertaking extended certificates and extended diplomas in engineering, sport and enterprise and entrepreneurship. A full list of all the courses we offer can be found in our interactive online prospectus.
In addition to their academic studies, students are actively involved in weekly enrichment sessions, whereby they get to participate in a host of activities such as extracurricular sport, online courses, cooking for university and volunteer work. Furthermore, in our sixth form, we provide a bursary for all eligible students each academic year to ensure they have access to all of the resources they need, such as laptops and textbooks, to be successful in sixth form and beyond.
At SJC, we have a highly skilled team of experienced, specially chosen pastoral leaders who offer bespoke support throughout sixth form and are a key component in championing and encouraging our students. Sixth form students are each assigned to a house, along with a sixth form pastoral leader who is responsible for approximately 15 students in both year 12 and year 13. Pastoral leaders meet weekly with their students to deliver engaging and interactive sessions. These are designed to support student well-being, oracy skills, pastoral development, and post-18 progression, such as CV writing and UCAS applications. Pastoral leaders also closely monitor and support students with attendance and academic performance through careful and considerate tutoring, as well as timely and sensitive intervention. This is offered one-to-one in dedicated support sessions. Our pastoral leaders also support the exceptional academic education provided by our subject teachers with dedicated guidance that builds confidence, resilience, and independence in our students.
We recognise that one of the biggest challenges young people face in sixth form is deciding upon their post-18 pathway, whether to go to university, undertake a degree apprenticeship, or enter the world of work. As such, we have a bespoke UCAS programme that begins from the start of year 12 and runs throughout the 2 years. During this time, students undertake visits to universities, experience higher education talks from external speakers, and receive tailored support with personal statements, UCAS applications, apprenticeship placements, and interviews. In addition to our bursary support, we are delighted to offer scholarships to students with exceptional GCSE or equivalent examination results. The scholarship is up to the value of £1,000 and can be used by the student to fund field courses, online subscriptions, procurement of electronic devices, and fund university entrance exams and visits.
Life at SJC Sixth Form provides you with the opportunity to grow and develop in a variety of ways, but also allows you to express yourself and your creativity. Aside from the enrichment and extracurricular opportunities, we also have a Sixth Form Student Union made up of students who are elected by students and who work to ensure SJC Sixth Form is both inclusive and eventful. In previous years, the union has successfully campaigned for uniform reform, adjusted the assessment calendar, organised charitable events, produced yearbooks and organised end-of-term celebrations. In addition, students can also apply to be part of the wider school leadership structure, working with the younger students in the school community and promoting the whole school ethos.
If you're looking for a balance between academic and extracurricular development whilst acquiring skills for life, SJC has it available to you. In the Sixth Form, there's opportunity to join the Chelsea Futsal Academy, training regularly with Chelsea staff and participating in weekly matches throughout the country. In addition, students have access to an on-site gym and swimming pool, as well as the opportunity to participate in the Peter Jones Enterprise Programme for entrepreneurs and the wider spiritual life of the college.
So if you're looking for a new challenge, a fresh start, or the support and care of a nurturing sixth form, St Joseph's College could be the place for you. Students at St Joseph's College consistently secure grades that exceed the national average at A-level, and 100% of our Level 3 vocational students secure distinction grades or higher. Recent St Joseph's College alumni have gone on to study mathematics at University of Cambridge, medicine at St George's, and even performed in a hit musical on Broadway. Furthermore, a recent student secured triple distinction star in sports science, whilst also playing in the European Championships for England under-19s, and is now studying an honours degree at the University of York. Whatever your ambition, we can support you, but don't take our word for it. Click on the next video to find out what our students say.
So we'll flick back to what our students say a little bit later on in the proceedings. But for now, I just wanted to take the opportunity to share with you a little bit more detail about some of the items that were touched on in that video. So in the Sixth Form, we do have a very succinct pastoral team. Myself and Miss Watts and Miss O'Connor are the main sort of points of reference when we have a pastoral discussion. Miss O'Connor is our Sixth Form study support person who's going to help students with their prep and reflect activities. And Miss Watts is the overall pastoral manager who's going to deal with the day-to-day issues that may arise, such as attendance or punctuality. But meanwhile, our strongest part of our team are our pastoral leaders. So Miss Diamond, Mr. Austin, Miss Weinberg, Mr. Davies, Mrs. Owen and Miss Paphos Casal are all what we call pastoral leaders. So they take ownership of their small group of Sixth Form students in years 12 and 13, and they're their first point of contact should we have any issues or problems or concerns. Now, the Sixth Form school day is designed around the main school day, but it has more the feel of college. It's to try and bridge the gap between school and university or the world of work. So students will have timetabled lessons throughout the day, but they don't have to be on site unless they have a lesson, with the exception of Tuesday mornings when they come in at 8 o'clock for mandatory registration. Apart from that, on any other day, they can come and go when they have their lessons and as they please. They can also go off site at lunchtime, giving a bit more flexibility and freedom as to how they structure their day. And it also gives them the opportunity to pencil in things like driving lessons and visits or job interviews. So we are really keen to make sure that we know each individual student in our Sixth Form and that we can support them as best as possible. Therefore, we have weekly pastoral and academic tutor sessions, which include tailored UCAS support and careers meetings to help guide students towards their post-18 pathway. And our tutors will also meet once a half term with their students on a one-to-one basis. This gives them half an hour to have a really in-depth conversation about how things are going and where they may need to make some adjustments or where they need support or advice or assistance. We also have a really strict academic monitoring programme where we keep track of attendance and their progress in their subjects. And we also actively encourage students to take on leadership responsibilities in order to build their CV and their applications for university, but also enrich them as a human as well, making sure they're developing those key skills which will help them later on in life. We provide bursary support to those students from low-income families who may be experiencing financial difficulties. And we also have lots of collaboration with higher education institutions, which enables us to take students on trips to places such as Oxford University, and also get accreditations such as a certificate in first aid. In terms of our study support, we recognise that students, as they transition from year 11 to sixth form, they may have good habits, they may not. They may find it really difficult to manage their time effectively. And so in our sixth form study centre, we have a silent prep and reflect area, which is manned by Miss O'Connor. And that's an opportunity for students to really consolidate their learning from their lessons. And they're allocated 5 compulsory prep and reflect sessions, but obviously they can use this area as often as they wish. We also have a sixth form computer suite, which is reserved entirely for them within the study centre. So whenever they need to jump on a computer for coursework or for a job application, they have access to that. We also have a fully stocked library full of sixth form books within the prep and reflect area, so they can access all of their course textbooks should they need to. And all of our sixth form centre is Wi-Fi enabled with tea and coffee facilities, because every so often we all just need a good cup of tea as we sit and read over our book. Now, in terms of our enrichment for the students, we have a much wider curriculum beyond just academics. So you can see here there's a little roadmap on the side. There's a bigger version of that in our sixth form prospectus, which is available on the school website. But we have things like life skills activities, where we teach students things such as team building and first aid. And we also have a weekly enrichment session. Now, these sessions, the students can pick what they wish to do. So it may be a sport, it might be cooking for university, it might be swimming, it could be anything, really. It's entirely what they choose. We have 6 teachers assigned to each session, all offering different choices, even down to study support and UCAS support if they're in need of a bit of assistance with their personal statement. As mentioned in the video, we do have a sixth form student union. Apologies, the pictures are out of date because our students are currently in the process of elections. So they elect their nominees for sixth form student union, and therefore they have ownership of it. It's an organisation that they set up a few years ago, and they promote opportunities within the sixth form. They organise events and activities and extracurricular projects, charity fundraising, and so on. In addition, we have a sixth form student leadership team. As you can see, our head boy and head girl and deputy head boy and girl have been elected. Again, we are currently in the process of electing our house captains as we're trying to incorporate the new year 12s into this structure. But they're involved with the whole school. So this is not just about sixth form leadership, but also the wider school. And they work with students right from year 7 through to year 13. Now, in terms of their further education beyond sixth form, we are super keen to make sure all students have access to their appropriate courses and pathways. So right from the start of year 12, they are working on their next steps and their progression, whether that be a university degree through UCAS, an overseas university, an apprenticeship or a degree apprenticeship, an internship, gap years, or just going into the world of work. So we'll start from year 12, working through programmes such as Unifrog and ULAS to make sure our students have got full access to all the information they need to go into any one of these pathways. And as mentioned in the video, we do recognise exceptional examination results, and where students have secured a grade 9 in a subject that they wish to pursue at sixth form, we do offer them a scholarship. This is up to the value of £1,000, and this will go towards things like textbooks, field courses, online revision materials, university trips, and every scholarship student has their own personal UCAS advisor assigned to them to make sure they're really reaching their aspirations for their post-18 pathway. In addition, we do have the university affiliations. Most recently, we've been on visits to the University of Surrey and Roehampton for campus days, and they provide workshops to our students in-house, so they get to not only see the campus, but also experience university life firsthand. So it's really important. It seems a little bit strange that we're talking about post-18, but the sixth form period goes so quickly, and it's really important that students are ready right from the start. even now in Year 11, because the predicted grades you get from your mock assessments in Year 11 will be the basis of your sixth form application. We will make you an offer based on the grades that you present to us from your mock examinations and your school reports. So it's really important that you're focusing on your studies right from the outset. We also look at your attendance and behaviour, and you will have a one-to-one interview with one of the sixth form pastoral team before we make you an offer of a place at sixth form. It's not just a guarantee because you're maybe currently at St Joseph's that you will definitely have a place in September for Year 12. Independent learning skills are essential, and it is a high pressure curriculum, so it's really important when you're choosing a sixth form, you are choosing somewhere where you're going to feel happy and supported and have access to the course that you really want to study. So in terms of course entry requirements, we do offer a wide variety of courses. Most A-level subjects will require you to have a grade 6 or maybe even a grade 7 to pursue it in Year 12 and 13. But all subjects, regardless of whether they're vocational or A-level, require a minimum of 5 GCSEs graded 4 to 9. So as you can see from the screen, our subjects are divided into option blocks. And when you come to fill in your application, you'll be able to select one option from each option block. Most students would choose 3 subjects at A-level, sometimes they will choose 4. Occasionally 5 if you want to test out a few subjects at the start of Year 12 and then subsequently drop back down. But you can see there's a whole combination of traditional A-level as well as new vocational subjects that you can take in a whole host of different combinations depending on your interest and your plans for after sixth form. So for example, this is just one of many. If you're looking to do engineering, either aeronautical or civil, for example, you could take the triple extended diploma in engineering, which is the equivalent of 3 A-levels, alongside mathematical studies A-level, which is actually called Core Maths. It's the equivalent of an AS level, but it's highly recognised with many universities as the additional maths requirement required alongside a vocational subject. Other options, if you're thinking about medicine, you can combine maths, biology and chemistry, for example. Or if you're thinking about maybe a sports or business pathway, you can combine the different vocational courses either alongside A-levels or just together. So for example, you could take the double diploma in sport, which is the equivalent of 2 A-levels, and combine it with a single BTEC enterprise and entrepreneurship, which is the business equivalent in BTEC. But you can mix and match them. They come in various sizes of single, double or triple vocational courses. So you have a whole vast array of options to create your perfect pathway. In addition, as mentioned in the video, we do have an affiliation with Chelsea. So if you're doing a vocational pathway in sports science, this might be something of interest, but equally you could be doing 3 A-levels completely unrelated, but be really passionate about football. So this football programme is an 11-a-side programme. The students play in the National Youth League, which is the highest league you can play in outside of professional academies. And it's coached weekly with multiple coaching sessions by Chelsea coaches. They also take them on trips to the Chelsea training ground. And like I said, every Wednesday they play up and down the country, competing in matches and tournaments. The great thing about this is if you're really passionate about sport, scouts often attend these games. So if you join the sixth form, you play for the Chelsea Football Academy, you get spotted by a scout on one of your match days, and your career can rocket from there. Now, in terms of academics, obviously this is really key that students are on top of their academics in order to get to these next stages in their career. So we have what's called a TMF cycle in sixth form. So we do regular assessments, which are called test, mark and feedback. So students take a test 1 week, teachers have a week to mark it, and then we feed back to them on their progress. This is really useful because it can give us a snapshot of how students are coping and where they might be struggling and where we need to support them most importantly. So it might be a short essay or it could be a full exam paper. And then we collate this data as a pastoral team in sixth form, along with the assistant head in charge of data. And we look at this holistically in terms of their attendance, their behaviour, and their results in their assessment. And that way we can target support as needed and where it's needed. So we're just going to take an opportunity now just to hear what our students say. So once again, I'm just going to flick back across to our video and you can hear their thoughts and feelings on what it's like to be at St Joseph's sixth form.
Choosing a sixth form was quite difficult for me. I arrived from Spain not long ago and had already been in 2 different schools in South London. However, when I discovered St Joseph's, I knew where I wanted to go. Not only did they offer art and photography, which were 2 courses that I wanted to study but could not get at my previous school, I also admire their values. I have a twin sister who remained at my previous school, and it was a big step for me to leave her. I found the first 2 weeks at St Joseph's a real challenge without her. However, the teaching staff and sixth form staff are so friendly and supportive. They were always asking if I was okay and if I needed anything. They really notice you and care about you.
Imagine going on a plane and traveling 3,000 miles across the ocean to attend the college in a completely different place compared to where you lived your entire life. Well, that was something I experienced about 1 year ago. I had done grade 10 from Pakistan, that is equivalent to GCSEs, and I was a bit worried that I would not be able to cope in a new system and with the pressure of A-levels, but the help and support from the teachers at St. Joseph's made a significant impact on my learning and made me feel at ease and comfortable in a new system. During the lockdown, the help that was provided by the college really eased the pressure of all the students. Teachers had regular online lessons and made a huge difference in their learning and on their mental health, including mine. The websites that the school has bought to enhance everyone's learning also helped me to become an independent learner. The school also provided many opportunities to meet people online, to help and to guide us to our future ambitions.
I've chosen to study biology, chemistry and psychology. My aim is to become a doctor and undertake a medical degree upon completion of my A-levels. My aspiration to study medicine was actually the main reason why I chose to stay at St. Joseph's after year 11. St. Joseph's has a lot of teachers who not only provide great science teaching, but also support you every step of the way with your medical applications and with finding suitable work experience. In addition, I know that our school has caring and hardworking teachers who are not only capable at their jobs, but also put their students first.
There are many things that I enjoy about St. Joseph's Sixth Form. At St. Joseph, the sixth form is like a bridge between school and university. It still has the structure and supportive staff of a school, but there is a large degree of freedom and flexibility. For example, the school day begins when your first lesson on your timetable starts. You don't have to be in at 8:15 unless you have a lesson or you choose to. In addition to that, you can leave after your last lesson of the day. This gives you the flexibility to pick up your younger sibling or take on a part-time job should you wish to. However, if you choose to stay on site and study, you can in the dedicated sixth form centre. In our sixth form area, we have Wi-Fi, comfortable seating, a mini kitchen and our own ICT suite. In addition, we are able to go off-site if we have a break in our timetable, using our own entrance and access fob, enabling us to get food from the local shops. Furthermore, we are able to participate in extracurricular activities, such as the Chelsea futsal programme and the sixth form cricket team.
I'm currently studying A-level biology, chemistry and economics. My goal is to start a science-related degree in September, either medicine or dentistry, and my subjects have definitely been the driving force behind this. I'm fascinated by the human body and the chemistry that underpins it. I've had excellent teaching at St. Joseph's College. All my subject teachers have had the best interest of their pupils at heart and make their lessons engaging and fun. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we were unable to go on the week-long residential field course for biology. However, we have undertaken lots of great practical work, particularly dissections, which has given me greater confidence when going into a science-related degree.
In September, I plan on going to Loughborough University to study politics and international relations. I currently study A-level philosophy, geography and business, and it was the aspects of human geography that sparked my interest in international relations. Throughout the UCAS process, we are fully supported, firstly by our pastoral leaders in our academic tutor sessions, and then by Dr. Woodburn and Mr. Davies, who thoroughly checked all aspects of our applications and provided guidance on our personal statements. All of the sixth form staff and subject teachers show genuine compassion for each and every student and work tirelessly to help us reach our potential. The last 2 years at St. Joseph's College have been brilliant. Now I hope I'll be pleased with the outcome on results day.
Throughout the lockdown, our sixth form has ensured that we as students are not stranded by ourselves. They helped us both academically and mentally by providing the online support we needed through online classes and extracurriculum support for when things have gone tough. Without their tremendous help from our sixth form teachers and our caring sixth form leadership team, such as Dr. Woodburn herself, I would not have gone through sixth form the way I have. The St. Joseph staff have been immense help through my post-16 academic career, where I've taken a total number of 5 A-levels. And because of that, I even had the opportunity to have a one-to-one video conference with a NASA scientist via courtesy of my computer science teacher. Without their support through the pandemic, I do not believe I would be this academically advantaged as I am today, and I am very grateful for that.
During my time at St. Joseph Sixth Form, opportunities are nothing short of many. Whether that's being able to lead a student union with leadership skills, formulating debates in the Afro-Caribbean society, or aiding younger students with their reading through the Reading Buddies program. Furthermore, there are a plethora of supportive teachers at an arm's length to aid your success, meaning there's always a chance around the corner to succeed regardless of the subject's difficulty. At St. Joseph's College, opportunities are available to everyone. In my time at St. Joseph's, I was able to develop my character and better myself as a person through my interactions with other able-minded students in the college. Quintessentially, I've had the means of molding myself into an exemplary student who has learned nothing but valuable lessons at perhaps one of the best schools in the area.
I've progressed massively over the past 2 years at St. Joseph's. I barely scraped past in my GCSE exams, and now I'm completing my BTEC Sport and Enterprise courses with distinction stars. In my opinion, study support sessions benefited me during my time at Sixth Form, as I was able to complete coursework and revision in those sessions, while also utilising my other 3 periods to work on my leadership skills, which later helped me achieve the role of head boy. The use of the common room has also helped me socialise with other students and gain an understanding of other people's circumstances, which tells me what I must do to succeed. When you're surrounded with such positive peers, the only way forward is success, and the setbacks only made you realise that failure is never a loss but a lesson learned. Finally, the staff here were brilliant and were highly supportive of my education as well as my mental health and well-being. I wasn't always the role model and leader I am today. I would say the staff here helped me mould me into my character that I am today, and I am forever grateful for this.
In my experience, I found my time at St. Joseph's College extremely enjoyable. Due to family circumstances, I left the UK near the end of year 12 to return to Portugal. However, partway through the year, we returned. I approached the Sixth Form team at St. Joseph's, and they warmly welcomed me back, allowing me to restart my chosen courses for year 12 in order to secure the best academic outcomes. The staff and teachers are so kind and supportive, which enabled me to quickly settle in. We are fortunate in the Sixth Form to have wonderful teachers who genuinely care about the students and will go above and beyond to support them. This has been extremely helpful, especially during the recent challenging times. As a result, I feel completely prepared to move on to the next chapter of my life.
Okay, so at this stage in the evening, there's only a short section left. At this point, we need to think about what do we need to do now. So obviously, students will have lots of ideas and thoughts about what courses they might want to do, but may not know a great deal about them. So on our school website, you'll be able to find a copy of our Sixth Form prospectus. I will also send a link out to all attendees and all internal parents. And if at any point you have any questions, please just drop me an email. My email is in the chat function now. If you want to have a little look and note that down, it's just kwoodburn@sjc.ac. But once you've got hold of the prospectus, have a look at what the course actually entails. Have a look at the entry requirements that you would need to do your chosen course. And also, don't be afraid to have a look at UCAS. It's never too early to start looking at the university's web pages and seeing what their entry requirements are. Because there's nothing worse than picking your Sixth Form courses only to find that you don't have the correct ones you need when it comes to applying for university. So take some time to do a little bit of research about your chosen career path. And then download the Sixth Form prospectus, to double check the entry requirements, and most importantly, make a note of the following key dates. So our deadline for applications for our internal students, those are the students who currently attend St. Joseph's College in Year 11, their deadline is the 2nd of December to complete their application form. For external students who are not currently at St. Joseph's, they have until the 28th of January to complete it. We will then conduct internal applicant interviews on the 7th of February, and for external applicants, the 9th of February. And then GCSE results day enrolment will begin on the 25th of August. Now, in order to apply to St. Joseph's College, it's entirely electronic. So there's an online application form that you need to complete. It can be accessed by going to stjosephscollege.applica.com/year 12. The name is currently on the screen. And you'll see this landing page when you arrive. If you are an external student who does not currently come to St. Joseph's, you will need to click on the Start a New Application button. If you are currently in Year 11, you will shortly receive login details from your tutor. So please if you are currently a Year 11 student at St Joseph's College, please do not create a new application. You'll be given login details tomorrow by your tutor, so you can access the application that we've pre-populated with all the information that we currently hold on the system for you to minimise the amount of admin you have to complete. When you go into the application form, you'll be taken through a series of steps about your personal details, but most importantly, there'll be an option block where you can pick the subject you are interested in. At any point, you can click on the name subject and it will tell you more about it. There are also a few YouTube links with some additional videos to tell you more about those subjects as well. And you can pick them based on the option blocks and based on the entry requirements that you believe you're going to be able to make. So, to summarise, it is good to have a journey to end toward. That's what we're all aiming for. We're aiming to get our GCSEs, we're aiming to get our A-levels and vocational level 3 qualifications, and we're aiming to get to that end point when we're turning 18. But it's the journey that matters in the end. Wherever you decide to choose for sixth form, you need to be happy, you need to be content, you need to have an enjoyable experience. Many people believe that to get the best universities, they have to go to private schools or grammar schools for sixth form. It's not true. You can go wherever you want. If you wish to get there and you're willing to put in the work, when you've got a supportive team of people around you, you can make that your reality. If you do have any questions from this evening's presentation, we are available for another 10 minutes, so feel free to drop them in the chat box. I will go through those now, and I will be able to pass those information back out to you. If you wanted to message me privately, like I said before, just drop me an email, kwoodburn@sjc.ac. But for now, if you've got any questions, please just add them to the chat box and I will address each one in turn. So one person said their tutor is currently on paternity leave. Will we still get the login information? Yes, absolutely. I will make sure that every student gets their login information. I'll make sure whoever's covering your tutor tomorrow morning has access to those details, so don't worry about that. Are there any other questions anyone would like to ask this evening? If there are no further questions, you are welcome to drop off this live webinar. Like I said, a recording has been made, so that will be sent out to all attendees, so you can watch it back at your leisure. We'll also send you a copy of the links as to where you can find the videos that we showed you today and where you can find the sixth form prospectus and the online application form. If you have any other questions, please just drop them into the chat for me and I will try and address as many as I can now. Dress code, yeah, someone's asking what is the dress code, yeah. So the dress code is, it's like a smart business wear. So we don't ask that you have to wear a full suit, but we do ask that if you're going into work, is what you're wearing, would it be appropriate? So for female students, we ask for smart dress or blouse and trousers or shirt and skirt. We make sure that your shoulders are always covered. If you're a boy, we're sort of asking trousers and shoes, with a nice shirt or a pullover, or you can wear a full suit if you wish to. Like I said, we are trying to bridge the gap between school and university. So whatever you would wear into the world of work will be acceptable. Obviously no trainers, no hoodies, those kind of items. But yeah, we are quite flexible, but we would go through the full dress code with you when you come to interview if you've got any more questions about that. One person's asking how many A-levels should a student aim to study? It really does vary. All students have to have the equivalent of 3 A-levels. Like I said, that might be through a vocational pathway or through a conventional A-level pathway. So all students must study 3 in order to be able to access apprenticeships, degree apprenticeships and university. Some students would study 4 A-levels. It's very rare that anybody would take on 5. I know one boy in the video did. He was doing triple engineering with maths and physics. But yeah, most students would take 3 A-levels as a minimum. But occasionally some students do take 4. How many spaces are there for the sixth form? So like I said, we are quite a small sixth form. We are very much nurturing, we are inclusive, and we do like to have that support. So spaces are limited. We do, on average, we take 100 students in year 12 and 100 students in year 13. Some years we may take slightly more depending on the previous cohort. So for example, if we have a smaller year 13 group, we might take up to 120 in year 12. But we try to keep our class sizes quite small, quite intimate, to make sure you get real like one-to-one support from not only your tutor but also from your class teacher. What happens if a subject doesn't have many students? Does that subject still go ahead? It does vary. Obviously, if it's quite a popular subject that has a high cohort in year 13, and it's just a blip one year where only 2 or 3 students want to run it, then we will still run it. If it's a relatively new course that's not yet off the ground and it has very little interest, chances are it may not run. But we do have courses that have got 2 students in them that we're currently running, and we have subjects that have got sort of 7 or 8. But yeah, if it's in the option block, there's a 95% chance it's going to run. So yeah, even if a subject doesn't have many students, it will largely still go ahead, and we'll obviously let you know well in advance if we think that your potential course is not going to run. But like I said, at the moment we do have courses with only 2 and 3 students in, which is lovely. It's nice, it's small, but it might be that if it was a new subject, it might not be allowed to run. Can you choose more than one option in the same block? For example, art and psychology, is there any flexibility? So it does vary. Something like art, we have a lot of flexibility with, because we have art, photography and textiles, and they are in different option blocks, the art and the textiles. We do have some flexibility to move your art lessons around. So therefore, if you wanted to study art and psychology, we definitely could do that. The great thing about sixth form art is that we have their own studio space that is just for sixth form. So even if we couldn't necessarily get you in the year 12 art lessons because it clashed with psychology, we could put you in with the year 13 art lessons because the studio is available, and you'd still get great high quality teaching, and even better, you get to mix with the year 13s and draw inspiration from them. So there is some flexibility with selected subjects. Invariably, if you wanted to do, for example, maths and psychology in the same option block, that wouldn't work. You would have to pick maths in block C to make it fit. But yeah, things like art and some of the smaller groups like music and Mandarin, we have a bit of flexibility in where we can move those around. Will the year 11 students also have this meeting? By that question, are we implying the one-to-one interview meeting, or are we talking about the meeting as in like sharing these videos with them? I'm not quite sure which one the question is asking, but I'll answer both. So all year 11 students will have a one-to-one interview with a pastoral leader from sixth form if they complete an application for St Joseph's sixth form. Parents are welcome to attend those interviews as well, should they wish to. If you're asking about whether students will have access to this presentation from tonight, yes, we will send it out to them. We will also be doing an assembly for our internal students next Wednesday during their assembly slot, so they'll get an opportunity to go through some other aspects of this and ask any other questions that they might have. I hope that's answered your question. If not, please feel free to type again. How many A-levels should a student study? Yep, as mentioned before, students should be aiming to study 3 A-levels as a minimum. What area of study does St Joseph's specialise in? Well, we're quite lucky. We have lots and lots of different areas of specialism. So we have our very own engineering department, which is a fully functioning engineering laboratory, which is fantastic if you're interested in engineering. We're also a specialist maths and computing college, so we do have high quality maths and computing teaching in sixth form. However, we are also very much specialist sciences in the sense that we have lots of students that come to St Joseph's to complete biology, chemistry, to go off and do medicine. So lots and lots of areas of specialism. I say we have our art department, which has their own studio for sixth form. We also have a host of staff who are examiners. So the majority of our sixth form staff, I'd say 95% of our sixth form teachers are also examiners in their subject. So they are absolute specialists when it comes to assessing your work and advising you as where you need to improve and how you need to go forward. Any other questions this evening? If you do, please feel free to write them in the chat. If not, if you haven't got any questions, feel free to have a lovely rest of your evening. And I look forward to seeing lots of you at interview in the coming months. We have about 2 more minutes left if there's any more questions from anybody. Will subjects in different option blocks clash with each other? No, absolutely not. Option blocks are designed so you can pick one subject from every block and they will not clash. Okay, so as long as you pick a subject from each different option block, they will definitely not clash. Okay, one thing you need to be aware of, if you are picking a vocational course and you want to do, for example, a double, you will have to pick it in both the option blocks that are listed. So for example, if you wanted to take double applied science, which is the equivalent of 2 A-levels, you would have to choose it in both block B and block C. But no, the subjects in different option blocks will definitely not clash with each other. So lots of choice and lots of flexibility. Any further questions before we finish today? No, like I said, if you do have a question that you suddenly think of after the session has ended, please email me, kwoodburn@sjc.ac. The email address is in the Q&A box. But yeah, if not, have a wonderful rest of your evening. If you're an internal student, I look forward to seeing you in Assembly next week. It's been an absolute pleasure presenting to you all tonight, and do take care. Good evening.